Oh. Oh. Whoa. Oh. Welcome everyone to my second ever sketchbook, which is finally done. I'm saying finally done. It has been done for quite a while already, since, let me just quickly check, the 3rd of May of this year. But you know, life comes in the way of YouTube, so I'm filming this sketchbook tour now. Like I explained, this is the first sketchbook tour we're gonna see because I really like this sketchbook. First up, we have a lot of design changes on the outside, which were all done during class. One day my friend Mene brought her Posca pens to school, so I decided to add some designs on the outside of my sketchbook.
A quick side note, whenever I say school, I actually mean college, because I mean the time when I was doing my apprenticeship and got my bachelor's degree, and that's the way I call it in German, school rather than college. But yeah, it's a college, not a school.
This deer is new, and this donut, this lollipop, and this skeleton hand. And also this text in white underneath here, which I then fixed because it looked bad. With the black, fixed, it looks really bad, but whatever. And you know, all these tapes, because of all the battle damage that a sketchbook with only like a cardboard outside is gonna have to face. But without further ado, let's look inside my sketchbook. Here you can see the sketchbook cover that we drew in my video of the first ever sketchbook cover. And also the upgrade October 2019, I think, sticker that came, which is quite funny. And then we start out with something that I wanted to draw a while, because I thought I never drew people in a wheelchair, so I did. And there's a cute face, and here's a concept of a Pokemon. Here is the bestest boy, Void, and this is my favorite drawing in this entire sketchbook. And also some freehanded shy guy, scared pose, and just a girl looking quite down. This is, I think I was told this is a Final Fantasy character. I don't know, I had really bad art blocks, so I went to DeviantArt and saw someone and went through the pictures and wanted to like recreate some maybe. And I saw this pose and I thought, hey, that's quite cool, but I think they're from Final Fantasy. I don't know them, I'm sorry, but this is what I drew. And this I drew from a painting that was hanging inside of a youth bar around my place where I did an internship. And while there was some downtime, because on some days there was literally just one person coming in because it was during summer and was way too hot for people to come in, I had a lot of time, so I drew this inspired by the painting. Here's my original character Ato. And also some more artwork inspired by the kids from that youth club. And this is actually one of the girls that requested me to draw her. Here's some more random art pieces with some not so good marker practice, some poses, and an idea for maybe a character's tattoos or something. And here's maybe the thought of another character having similar demon-esque look like Void, that maybe they could find themselves in their misery. This is actually a character that I drew for my sister, because she made for her bachelor a detective game. So I designed the 2D sprite characters, and this was one of them. And also I tried to draw some more characters with markers and some rainbows, and I say I tried. I think it's actually quite okay, but could be better, as always. Some miscellaneous drawings of girls and a really hard pose. I remember drawing this and correcting it a billion times until it went to this point where I'm actually quite okay with it. And you know, some Night in the Woods characters in the background. Some more faces and just doodles with whatever I thought, like a fairy, a smoking dude who's smushing his hand way too close to his face, and some person sticking their head out of the water. This page was actually inspired by a Harry Potter podcast that I watched from Cold Mirror. All my German friends hopefully know who that is. And I just wanted to draw something that contained magic. Next up, some colored pencils, studies or tries, since I really love drawing with waffles. She's also a big inspiration for all these traditional art videos for me. And she does a lot of drawings with colored pencils, so I wanted to try that myself, but I think I'm just very full of mistakes, and I guess I need to practice more, because like, look at the weird proportions. I still need to learn. And this was something, because I wanted to draw something, so I just took a random prompt list, and one of the prompts was precious. So I drew a mermaid getting a treasure and being hunted for it. So this was a whole journey, because I drew this face again, colored pencil, and like, look at the offness of everything. So I looked up a tutorial on how to draw faces in perspective. I will link it if I can find it, because I don't remember the person who did that, but they basically drew like a bent piece of paper where you then add all the face details on, and I basically also copied their faces in an attempt to become better, and it actually helped with this face at least. And over here are some For Honor characters, mainly from memory, and then added in some details that were missing from the memory. I really like this character because she has more accessories and more details than I usually add to some people in the drawing. Especially I like the shoes, because I like the way the feet are bent and like all the ins and outs and curves of the legs. Ah, so good. I mean, just complimenting myself, but I really like this one. And yeah, then I added a doodle from class and a face person, because this came first from this. This looks like it covers some mistake from this, but it's not. It's just the way I glued it in here. Next up, we have a bunch of me doodles and a friend of mine. If you see this, Sonia, hi. When we were struggling in math class a lot, this is her and me just thinking about math. And then here I just drew another fairy and interaction, and I wanted to maybe cram a character in a box, but that didn't come out the way I wanted to. Oh my god, this is one of my favorite pages in this entire sketchbook, just because everything's colorful. Just a bunch of children's sketches with watercolors added to, especially this dynamic pose I really like. And this little mushroom person, it's really cute, and I really like the way I did the shading in this. This was a little challenge given to me by a friend, hi Konrad, because I was again bored during class, didn't know what to draw, and I asked him to describe me a character to draw, and he said a black and white witch. He meant Yennefer. I drew this character, which, yeah, is what came out from this. And here I tried to design the look of my character in one of the theaters from my school, but I couldn't think of anything, so I just filled it up with some sketches because I was at a loss. So this page was at a loss, so I just glued in some more sketches I did on random papers. Yes, here's the second upgrade that I just got for myself. And yeah, it was I think the prompt was like Halloween or something, like really typical prompt for an October art box. I mean, I don't mean that in a mean way, I mean that in a positive way, because I like Halloween. And there were some markers in there and a gel pen and everything, so I just drew this character because the colors really reminded me of those Chinese vampires. First she was cute, and then I just made her gory because that's what I like. Here actually was a rather good looking face that you can't see. They were all candy themed. And here is Glitch. Every time I draw her in my sketchbooks, she looks a bit off or weird, but she's a digital being, so I guess digital artwork just suits her better. This page came to be when I had a really bad stomach ache. It was nothing wrong, I just had a stomach ache, like I ate something bad. And then this gore warning, I'm sorry. And here's a page full of Onis and a tiny me. This must have been during the winter. This page is not very beloved by me because, like, God, this is just awful. Let's just quickly move on. You've seen it, but not one of my best days. This page is just a bunch of glued things into this page, like an artwork I did during an internship, and a picture with all my friends in the style I draw myself. This is just me dead on the floor. Here was a zombie themed page and a character, or at least me trying to draw skullduggery pleasant, but you know, or pleasant, I don't know. Oh, and my favorite Pokemon of all time. Are you seeing him? The best boy. Oh, I love him so much. here's again just a random page with a girl having ice cream and on her phone, and a girl inspired by ice cream. And then here is Mine in her costume for the carnival we had. Another picture of Ato. She looks very different each time I draw her, but you know. And then just a page of me trying to explain to someone how I do what in art. Oh god, I said that before was a horrible page. This one was just pure art block, man. So let's just move on really quickly. Here I drew two YouTubers in a very stylized version, because I really like some people drawing in a very cartoony, stylized way, and I wanted to emphasize it here. And I think it really comes across who they are. And then a sleeping woman right here. Another mermaid, just chilling, because when you don't know what to draw, mermaids fit everywhere. And then here I recreated a pose from one of my favorite animatics ever, from the Hamilton musical, for the song Satisfied. I'll link it probably too, because this pose I really liked it and I wanted to recreate it. Here we come to the concepts of Trajan and Etios. Pretty cool. And here they are interacting with each other. There's my bookmark in here, because this is a good page to reference Trajan from. Here you can see their dynamic and Trajan on the floor. Demons last a lot longer in combat than, you know, humans. Here's just an idea or a concept for maybe a half demon person and also a flower person. Oh, this is when the Ronies started to happen, and I drew a lot of people, 3 people with masks on, all during class, as always. And here's just Mine being a cute girl. Here are some more mermaids. I think that was during one of the Mermaids, and along with, again, drawing with waffles, she used the prompt list with, like, I think melon and blueberry. And here are my own versions of melon and blueberry. Okay, hear me out. There's an old video of me saying I'm not a furry. I'm not. I just really like the way they drew. This is the only furry I've ever drawn. Cut me some slack, okay? I like the way they draw. Here's an Animal Crossing character. Okay, I'm playing Animal Crossing. There are furries in that too. You can't judge me. You can't judge me! Here are some Dead by Daylight OCs done by me and my friend Mine. They're a romantic interest couple. This is Blair and here's Momo. They're from 2 different times, so in the real world they would have never met, and in the realm they did. Another spread of Ato. This is the first time I actually drew her, not just staring, she says, as there's a gigantic picture of her just staring, but like her doing actual things, like talking and interacting with other characters. And I really like her, she's so cool. I love myself some muscular women. And this is one of my favorite, to this point, favorite watercolor pieces, because of the hard shadows and the different values. I really like it. Maybe you guys can help me. The first design of Ato didn't have white hair, but I'm a sucker for white hair. I really like it. And I created an art doll where she has white hair too, because I kind of forgot that she didn't. And now I'm unsure. So maybe tell me, do you like her with brown hair or white hair? Let me know. Here's me just trying to draw a bunch of cats, a bunch of, like, I think this was from memory, this was also from memory, and the rest was with the help of some references. Here's Ato again, doing some magic on some brown paper, because I got some white gel pens and white pencils, and I really like the look of brown on white on brown, like drawing the lights instead of the darks. I don't know, I really like that. And here's Ato from the back, like another pose I never really draw, a character from the back. And this was drawn in the same day, and it just says here, when you suddenly lose the ability to draw, because this looks really dumb. Here I just wanted to draw a bunch of things inspired by what I wrote over here. Childhood, children, gaming with a child gaming with a DS and a stuffed animal, and I think I've seen this stuffed toy with a tiny head a bunch, so I drew this one as well. And a concept of cave elves for my story, but they look a lot like Azura from Guild Wars, so I have to change that design a little bit more. Too much inspiration. Here are some creepy mermaids, maybe like zombie mermaids or something. Here are my two favorite characters from Pork Chop and Flat Screen. If you haven't seen it, it's a bit weird, but like the good kind of weird. And I really like them two together. Some more concepts for our story Venicide, which will have changed a bunch. Here, I rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender. Aang was from memory. These three were with reference, and Momo was again without reference. I actually, after drawing him, I didn't even look at a reference. I was just like, yeah, that's Momo. It's Momo enough. Oh yeah, and here I wanted to draw Ato Experiencing Rain for the first time because she lives in a desert, but it's a bit wonky, so I just left it at this. This I drew while I was done an hour early in my English exam. So I drew this on the back of a paper they gave us for some encouraging words. So I drew this and then I proofread my entire English essay and then I was done. And then I did some more me struggling to exercise, and it hasn't changed one bit since me drawing this because I still struggle so much, and in the end we always come out like this. Here I just tried to change the type of Arcanine to water, and then here's my Sword and Shield Pokemon character, just being cool I guess, and disproportionate and without feet. This was a TikTok trend that my little sister showed to me with your monster, and well, this was my monster. I don't remember the rules really. If anyone knows, maybe you can let me know what this trend was, but yeah, this is my monster. These were the drawings before I finalized my monster right here. People say the eyes weird them out, but I don't know. I like 4 pairs of eyes more than just a third eye. Here I finished Dragon Age Origins, my absolute favorite game of all time. And here's my Warden, together with Alistair, because if you don't ship Alistair and your Warden, can't be your favorite game. Another random page, mostly during work. This was me referencing what a child was doing. They were standing still for quite a long time, looking at a marble, so I drew them the way they were standing. And just some more random blobs. Here I just drew a creepy robot-looking thing, inspired by Cyberpunk, and some more random things. This was during fall. Here are some concepts of a creature that exists in the world of Venicide. Some more randomness up here, and me here trying to line with my writing ink rather than art ink, and it kind of smudged a bit, but I don't know, I really like these two. And then here my brown and orange combination character. Still very fall-y. Me fucking up here with the umbrella. And a bunch of dots in the background. I don't know. I think it's cute. And here are some characters, because I didn't want to waste every page I used markers on before, so I drew something over here. And Ato here sitting on something. Background. Wow. Here's another character from the Venicide universe, and little Ato sitting here. And of course Ato being her badass cool self. Here I got really into watching that tattoo show, Inked, I think, where they just either showcased really fucked up tattoos or like showed really cool tattoos, and I got really inspired by this. So the next pages are gonna be like very heavily themed around these tattoo artists. Like here I tried realistic roses, here I gave up on a branch, and here's like a 2-sided face. I think one's the Day of the Dead. Really cool. Some more random characters, a bit more of a chubby character this time, and then Trajan, Etios, and Aurora with that creature. Oh my god, this! Can someone delete this, please? My Fallout! Drawing with Waffles tips again. Drawing with a gel pen or like a ball pen, and I'm really bad at this. Never give a ball pen to me to sketch, because this is what comes out in the end. But this elephant, really liked it. And also the shading with the watercolors, I just went to town and I had fun, and this was the result. Here, my own original design for a Reaper tattoo. I think that was once the topic in Inked, that they had to do a Reaper tattoo, and this was my idea. And then here just some sketches of a cool, maybe angel dude one day for Venicide. Here I tried to draw, I think they're geishas. I'm sorry if I say it wrong now, I knew it back then. But I don't want to appropriate anything, I just wanted to draw something cool. Here's the half demon girl again, and here's a cute little Aetios. Just standing here being like, yo, I want to be here too, being cute. This is another character for Venicide that I wanted to draw. And here I attempted realistic portraits for the first time. And I drew I just googled face. And then I tried to copy it. And I really like them too. And these, yeah, I even wrote their name here. This was a tattoo done by Ryan, this eye with the dot shading. I really liked it, so I tried to replicate it, the dots on this lip here. So yeah, don't know if that worked out, but the eye is cool. Here's that magician character again from earlier in the sketchbook. Now she's not just a misinterpreted Yennefer, she is something else, something cool. Here I tried to draw some owls with references. They came out a tiny bit wonky, but still endearing. I love the ones with these heart-shaped faces. I don't know what they have, but they're really cool. And here, inspired by all these art styles from the Inked show, I wanted to do some more stylized characters right here with the big heads and more crazy proportions, and I think that turned out really cool. Then there's just an elephant with flowers, not that detailed. Oh my god, this is an oldie. This is my Skyrim character, which I obsessed over so much as I was younger. And I drew her just in a more modern outfit. Here I tried to draw a fun pose from just my head, which worked out quite well. And I turned her into a sailor and then drew some sailor-themed things next to it. Another concept for the story of Venicide. And then over here, maybe a cool demon, who knows, and a koi. We're coming close to the end since the sketchbook is lifting over already. Here's how a little kid showed me how to draw a rabbit, so I copied the way she drew the rabbit just like this. Like, she didn't draw this, I drew this, but copied from her example, and then I drew a little rabbit from memory really quick next to it. Here's Glitch, just a concept on how she might look like after coming to Earth. And then here I really like the trend of having not white eye whites, but she actually has the white eyes. I just mixed it up. Fucked it up right here. And the perspective is also a bit strange. Coming close to the end, here are some OCs from my sisters. This is Yahiko from my big sister, and this is 11 from my little sister. Here, the pages seem to be getting more lazy, but I was just so excited to start a new sketchbook. So here just drew some poses, and here's Blair again looking a bit weird, and a very old character that appears in my first sketchbook, but not that important. And this is the last page. Me just drawing a skull with a butterfly in its eyes. Didn't want to add outlines or anything. I was content with the way it looked. I saw this on reference, I think on Google. Just a skull with a bad eye. So I copied it. And here in this little baggie in the end, I put some things, especially things gifted to me by children or things I drew during work, that I thought were good enough to keep, but now that I look at them, do I actually? I was thinking of always like wanting to incorporate these stars that they punched out with like a little stamp in some artwork, but I didn't. Here is a freehand from memory cat owl looking thing. This is a piece of paper. What's doing in there? And here's a stamped out star again. I could have used that maybe in artwork. And here is a mermaid, the dog of my co-worker, and a weird looking flamenco dancer. And then just some smudging paper. And this is the end. Didn't draw anything else on the back. What do you think? I hope you really liked it, and I hope this maybe inspired you to do some more artwork yourself. I think it inspired me a lot for my current sketchbook. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!